Let me tell you something most people misunderstand about money. The difference between someone making $30,000 a year and someone making $100,000 or more is not intelligence, it's not luck, and most of the time it's not even opportunity. The real difference is mental architecture. How they see problems, how they interpret risk, how they make decisions. Because money is not just earned through efforts, money is built through thinking patterns. And the moment those patterns changes, income begins to change with them. So today we are breaking down the $100,000 mindset shift, the psychological upgrades that separate average earners from people who consistently create wealth in 2026. The shift from consumer to creator. Most people are trained from childhood to be consumers. You go to school, get trained for a job, receive a paycheck and spend it. That system builds stability, but it rarely builds wealth. The $100,000 mindset begins when someone stops asking, "What can I buy?" and start asking, "What can I create?" Creators think differently. They look at the world and constantly ask, "What problem can I solve? What value can I provide? What system can I build?" This shift changes everything. Because consumers depend on income, creators build multiple sources of income. And in 2026, wealth will increasingly favor creators, not just influencers or entrepreneurs, but anyone who understands how to produce value at scale. The shift from short-term thinking to long-term strategy. Most people operate on short time horizons. They think about this month's paycheck, this week's bill, this year's comfort. But the $100,000 mindset stretches time. Wealth builders think in years, not days. They ask, if I keep doing this for the next 3 years or 4 years or 5 years or 10 years, where will I be? That question changes your behavior instantly. Because it's coming from inside your soul. And whatever coming from your soul will automatically go to your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind will store it as well. Short-term thinking encourages comfort. Long-term thinking encourages investments. You start investing in skills. You invest in relationships, you invest in knowledge, and over time those investments compound into opportunities most people never see in their lifetime. Now we will talk about the shift from fear to calculated risk. This is how rich people think. Another difference between average earners and high earners is how they relate to risk. Most people avoid risk completely. They see uncertainty and immediately retreat. But wealth and wealthy thinkers don't eliminate risk. They measure it. They analyze potential upside and downside. Then they make calculated decisions. And in 2026, avoiding risk entirely will limit your growth. Seriously, friends. Because innovation moves fast. Look around you. You are living in the era of AI. Right? Markets change quickly, and opportunities reward those willing to act while others hesitate. The 100,000 mindset doesn't change reckless risk, and it doesn't chase reckless risk. It builds the skill of intelligent risk management. Now let's talk about something which we call the shift from working hard to working intelligently. There is a belief many people carry: if I just work harder, I will earn more. But effort alone has limits. Time is finite. Energy is finite. So at some point, increasing income requires a different strategy. Wealth builders begin to ask, how can I make the system work without me? They look for leverage. Leverage might be technology, automation, teams, content, or investments. When you introduce leverage, your effort multiplies. That's why many high earners focus more on systems than on individual tasks. Now let's talk about the shift from reaction to intentional design. Now what do I mean by that? Average earners react to life. Bills arrive, schedules changes, problems appear, and they respond as best as they can. But the $100,000 mindset designs life intentionally. You plan your time, you control your priorities, you choose environment that supports your growth. This may sound simple, but it's more powerful than you ever thought. Because when you design your environment carefully, success stops feeling random. It becomes predictable. Now I would like to talk about the shift from scarcity to opportunity. This is very important. Scarcity thinking focuses on limitations. There are not enough jobs. The market is too competitive. Everything is expensive. Opportunity thinking focuses on possibility. Where is value needed? What skill is in demand? What problem is growing? The difference between those two perspectives determines where you place your attention. And attention determines action. In 2026, opportunities exist everywhere, but only people trained to recognize them will benefit. Understood? Now let's talk about the shift from comfort to growth. Comfort feels safe. Yes, my friend, comfort feels safe, but comfort also keeps people where they are. The $100,000 mindset becomes comfortable with growth discomfort. Learning new skills, speaking to new people, taking on bigger responsibilities. At first, these experiences feel intimidating, but over the period of time, they expand your capabilities. And expanded capabilities naturally increases your income potential. The final realization: Here's the most important realization I want you to feel. The $100,000 mindset is not reserved for a specific type of person. It's a collection of habits, perspectives, and decisions that anyone can build. When you begin thinking like a creator, planning long term, measuring risk, building leverage, and pursuing growth, your life trajectory begins to change. Not overnight, but steadily. And steady progress is the foundation of real wealth. I always say to my friends, family, and my known people that quick money comes quick and goes quick. If you want to create wealth, you need to think long term. You need to build the new identity. At some point, every wealth builder faces a moment of clarity. They realize that income is not random. It's connected to how they think, what they believe, and how they act constantly. Once that realization happens, the focus shifts. Instead of chasing money directly, they begin upgrading their identity. They focus on their identity. And as identity evolves, income follows. Income follows, my friend. That's the real power behind the $100 mindset shift. If this video helped you understand how wealth thinkers approach money differently, take a moment to apply one idea from it this week. Like the video so more people can learn these concepts. Share it with someone who is working hard but still stuck in the old pattern. And subscribe if you want more content about wealth psychology, manifestation, and the habits that build financial success in 2026. Because once your thinking changes, your results eventually do too. I hope you understand. I'll see you in my next video.